Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the new Transformers Legacy United Chase from Rescue Bots, of course. And I really like this guy. It's a really nice reimagining, retelling, and modernization of a very, very basic toy. And I love the Rescue Bots. Chase is a Rescue Bot. He's not my favorite. I do really like him, though. I love his humor and everything of Rescue Bots. And obviously he is in the more show accurate blue. So this is the smaller version I have. So you can most certainly tell that like after the series 1, they did like the Energizer one. I think it was the first blue one. And you can tell that, they always had the original toys, always had, and the show model always had a bit of like muscle car feel, kind of like the Challengers that sheriffs have, at least where I live, or like big muscle cars. And you can definitely see the stylings of that coming through on this toy, with the super sharp hood and the very aggressive blocky front end, and just very round, kind of like that fastback on like a Mustang or something. You can really tell that it's meant to be like not your normal police cruiser. It's meant to be like like the sheriff or like the state trooper. This is just his Energizer weapon, but I really like the look of it. It gives a different modernized kind of style to the old, more bubbly, round. You can most definitely tell that this car is a bit of a muscle car, or, really fast car, so you can catch criminals super fast. But you can definitely tell that, I bet, just looking at the styling of this and like the exhaust spitting out right there, is that I bet in the molding of the grill, that's more, it goes horizontally instead of like diagonally. I bet they might turn this into a prime cliff jumper. I think this could be a really good mold to do that with. It'd be a little too blocky, not round enough in robot mode, but I bet they could do that. Just take the light bar off, take those away. And these do come separately with the claw, but mine are just super tight. And these are super tight on mine. So I can swivel them, but I don't think I could be able to pull them out. So I just leave them like this. But I love the look of this car. I love the the yellow of all the other toys. I really really like that. I like that these are clear plastic, and not painted on. I really like the transparent ness of it. It's pretty clean on the bottom. You do see his hands right there. Oops. But yeah, I really really like the toy. I love the look of it, and this toy, for how good this one is, it makes me really excited for the other ones, and potentially even more, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But let's get into the transformation. So I like to start here and pull these out, and then so there's a tab underneath, so you can just see that tab right there, and there's a little tab that goes right there. You can kind of see it. So I like to use the bicep swivel and pivot it out and then bring it out. That's how I like to do it. And then vice versa, I like to do the same to bring it in. And then I like to just move the arms out of the way like that. And then I just like to pull this down. And this is on a hinge, so it'll automatically go down. And then just straighten the hips out. And then just split this. And then I like to flip the headlights up, and I really like that because it'll actually put them like by his ankle, and then you flip that out. I really like that. That's very very clever. The whole legs are very clever. You just collapse that and then you close that up. It's a very very clever system to make the legs transform. It is a bit easier. It's a bit more simple on the top. You just swing these up on those little armatures, and then you bring that out. I just like to push his head forward so I can get it open a bit more. You can close it, and there you go. And now I thought you used this peg to peg it onto his hand, but no, it slips over his hand like that. So yeah, super super simple transformation. I really really like it. Love how smooth and simple it is, but it does a lot of things cool. These armatures are attached by this screw, and I have tried tightening them, but since this arm is on top of this arm, at least on my copy, this arm is pretty good. I would like it to be a bit tighter, but you can see that this arm is just loose. It won't stay up. It stays up enough. Not really. But since this one's overlapping, this one, if I tighten that screw, this one won't get any stronger. This one will, but this one won't. That is a little annoying. And I could probably see some breakage in the future if a kid is playing with it on these because they're awfully thin. But still, I really, really like it. I really like the robot mode. I love his face. Like, it's a more gruff appearance, more like kind of like the Kingdom Rodimus, how he is like, you can tell that he's been doing this for a lot longer. What I mean by a lot longer, I mean like probably like another 4 million years. You can just tell by his face, he looks older, I don't know, it just gives him a little bit more like air of experience, I guess, even though he's already really good at his job if you've ever seen the Rescue Bots cartoon. But yeah, I just love the robot, and I think this could also become an Auto Trooper aesthetic because just his very blank and like very muted tones and like facial features, I think like he looks like a machine, and I think they could most certainly turn this into some sort of Auto Trooper or like Viacon drone for the Autobots. I don't know. So there's probably quite a bit of repaint potential for this toy, and I think it's cool. I really like the toy. Articulation, really, that's the only thing that I find lacking, is that you can really only get like 45 degrees of outward movement, and these are a little annoying because his arm can't go back all the way, and it can't go complete. You can mess with it to do a full 360, but it can't go back all the way. Me personally, I don't really care. I just like the way he is now. So I'm gonna get the other ones transformed, and my other chases transform it and put them right next to him. So yeah. So here they are. They're not quite center there. Obviously he scales a lot better with this smaller scale one. This I think I don't know when this one came out, but it scales a bit more with this one, or it's the same size. It doesn't scale with him. These two obviously are a bit bigger, and you can definitely tell that these guys, they're more based on the show. These two are more toyetic, not toyetic, but like they're toys. They weren't based on the cartoon. But yeah, you can definitely tell that everything's there, but he just looks a bit, more experienced, more, gruff maybe. Yeah, I really like I like all four of these guys sitting together. They look super nice, new, old, it just looks kind of nice. And then the energized gimmick, I do kind of, one thing that I do wish they had with this guy if he had the Rescue Bots logo and not the Autobot logo, insignia, whatever you want to say, because, the Rescue Bots are a different breed, especially him. He wasn't made to be a war, to fight. He was a Rescue Bot. So it is a beautifully done Autobot symbol, but I kind of wish that they did the Rescue Bot insignia, but I'm not going to complain too much because it still is a very nice toy. So yeah, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice and like how much I'm shaking my hands, I really like this toy. It's a very, very fun toy. I messed with it for a long time. I got it for my birthday. I really like the toy. It's so super fun. I love the look of it. It's cool enough to make him be differentiated from the other the original toys, but he looks similar enough to where I feel like they did justice to him, unlike some of the Prime toys that they've been doing or did early on in Legacy, where it was kind of an insult maybe to some people's opinion of what they did to them, reimagining them. I don't own any of the toys, so I can't speak for them. but they did not do some of the early Prime toys justice, especially Bulkhead, looks wise. But I really like this toy. It mixes him up just enough, looks wise, to make him interesting. He has this darker blue, kind of blends the two, the more cartoony, like stock blue or like standard blue with the black of the original toy, and mixes them together to make this navy blue. I really like that. Love his shades. Would have been cool if it could have just showed his eyes, but I do really like the beautiful bright blue of his shades. Just pierces right through. Really, really love it. I love the yellow, especially on the headlights. It's a very nice toy. If you're not into rescue bots, you probably don't need to get him. I do really like him. If you love rescue bots like I do, I would get him. And for how good he is, he's not perfect, but for how good he is already, I am very, very, very excited for the rest of Sigma 17. So Heatwave, Blades, and Boulder, and I hope they do more. I think they could do some retools and redecos for like Salvage, Blur, and potentially High Tide. I do want to see a brand new mold or I want to see an Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, because I think Rescue Bots, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime are some of the best in the series, in my personal opinion. And I just really like the fact that, Rescue Bots has just come so far. It's like they were, in my personal opinion, very revolutionary to the toddler market of the Transformers, and now they have evolved into being able to get like collector-based toys. I think that's just really cool. Really, really like that. So yeah, if you want a good toy, pick him up. But he's not the greatest, mainly due to his not his shoulders, but the way his arms transform. He's slightly above average, I should say. If that was changed, I think he would be a good toy, if not a great toy. But I don't know. I recommend him, especially to someone who likes Chase or the Rescue Bots. It's a very nice toy. I don't know why he has that. Maybe that's for another toy, like another a toy that is going to be retooled from him. But either way, I still really like the toy, and I recommend him. He's a pretty good toy. Really like him, and he looks good in both modes, and he has a pretty good and smooth transformation. And I really can't wait for the rest of the team. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. So till next time, see ya.